In addition to living in mild environments, a number of organisms have adapted to extreme environments, including the psychrophiles, which have adapted to extreme cold. The glacier here has held ice which dates back more than 10,000 years, and Antarctica and Greenland even longer. Little sunlight reaches the bottom of the ocean, and no sunlight at all reaches the deepest portions where the temperatures are just over 0 degrees Celsius. The living things which one encounters here can possess a number of modifications which helped adapt them to the cold. Since different groups of organisms have adapted to the cold, then there are no necessarily constant adaptations which they all share. For example, many possess cell membranes with modified fatty acids, with perhaps methyl branches, but certainly with a higher percentage of unsaturated bonds and polyunsaturated bonds. Just as the presence of unsaturated fatty acids makes something less likely to be a solid fat and more likely a liquid oil, possession of more unsaturated bonds would decrease the likelihood that something would become a solid and freeze, but rather stay fluid. Changes in amino acid order in proteins, such as the clustering of the glycine amino acid or the reduction in the abundance of arginine and proline, seem to be common adaptation in psychrophiles. If enzymes were not modified, then chemical reactions, including those like the synthesis of new DNA or the synthesis of proteins, would not occur rapidly enough to keep cells alive. And so enzymes have been modified so that they stay active at cold temperatures while the enzymes of normal organisms would not. Perhaps the structure has changed so that the active site is more readily available. There may be the production of other elements such as chaperone proteins, which ensure the proper folding of proteins or which may bind DNA. And antifreeze proteins in the cytosol would then protect against freezing. Other proteins might sequester ice crystals. So there are a variety of adaptations that the extremophiles known as psychrophiles may possess to adapt them to cold environments.